Hey everybody, welcome back to Tubi Tuesday. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody. I'm here with
Anna Zaden.
Anna Zaid. Now we are here to talk on horror film lovers Tubi Tuesday to talk about Athena.
I hate to keep meeting like this, but your friend, he passed away last night.
But I just spoke to him last night.
We couldn't find any next of kin.
Can I have a minute?
Yeah. I have questions, and I figured a face-to-face would help.
I'm kind of busy right now, and she's. I'm sorry. It's the heat.
It's a shame.
Still crazy, huh?
So, your part of our brain wakes up, and all of a sudden we're crazy. We're not crazy. We're way better. We're
Talking to ourselves.
The 2015 film, horror action thriller film. I mean, it's got a lot, feels like a sci-fi. It's got a lot of genres. It's not just pigeonholed into one subgenre.
Yeah.
But Anna, obviously this is your first time watching it. What was your thoughts?
It started off a little slow, like you had said, but when the when the bug things, or I'm still not sure if they're bugs or aliens.
They're parasites.
Okay, well, yeah,
And
parasites,
I'm
but
guessing they were
but
sort
they
of,
kind of talk.
I guess they're sort of alien, because like
Yeah,
parasites really don't talk when they come into you. They just kind of eat
yeah,
your stomach and shit and stuff.
yep,
So this one went, I guess, to their brains and
yeah,
started to kind of communicate with them, which I thought was pretty neat. It sort of had a very the faculty feel to it. Um,
yeah. Like
yeah,
it threw me off at first because I was like, wait, is he schizophrenic now and he has a woman's voice or what's going on? Like I didn't realize it was the parasite. And then
yeah,
the farther it got, I was like, oh, that thing just jumped up the nose.
I
So
know.
that
It,
was, oh man.
well, yeah. So in the beginning, you're just sort of getting to know these people. So it does start, like I told you before, because I want to make sure you understood, like, this becomes a really balls to the wall, fucking crazy ass flick. But
Yeah.
just got to bear with the first, like, maybe 15 to 20 minutes or whatever. Then after
Yeah.
that, it goes. Hmm,
It goes gore central.
I know. It's that, and it also, like, there's just a lot of cool stuff that happens in the movie. We
Yeah.
will be giving spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, go watch it on Tubi right now. It is free on Tubi. It's fantastic. You'll like it. You'll love it. Um, Robert Fillion did a fantastic job directing the film
Yeah.
and making this. Um, there was another movie I just watched, and it was so funny because I didn't know anything about this movie going in. I literally thought it was about the goddess Athena, you know,
Uh-huh.
because there is another movie that I think came out in like 2022 or earlier, but it was like Athena, goddess of war or something. And so
Ah.
do not think it's that one. Literally look it up. It's Athena 2015. So do not go that it it has the idea that the Matthew Ewald, who was the star of it, who I know personally, I've worked with him
Nice.
and everything. He's such a great guy. I've worked actually with both of these people. I worked with Matthew Ewald on like first off Sasquatch vs. Yeti's promo. He came out, that's where I first met him. And he helped out and acted in the movie and stuff. And then I worked with him on The Locked Room. where he was the star and fantastic actor. And then Vanell, I worked on a project with Jackie that Jackie was directing. That unfortunately, the editor stole the film from us, so
Oh
we were never
no.
able to finish it and stuff.
Oh,
And yeah, and everything. He stole the thing and then left. And then he left it out in the rain, and it completely destroyed it. And it was not his property, and you
wow.
know, it sucked. You know,
Yeah, that's not cool.
yeah, it's what happens sometimes in the film industry. There's some terrible people out there. But
Yep.
and then he wanted to work with me again.
Oh no, no.
He asked to, he said, "Oh, do you have any projects or whatever?" And I was like, "Dude, no, we're not working together again. You screwed
Yeah,
over
don't
one of my
blame her.
projects."
Yeah.
And so yeah, that dude's blocked out of my life and hopefully forever. Um, but you know, that the thing with this movie was both of those actors are just so good,
Yeah, they were really good.
period. Yeah, they delivered. And you know, Matthew's character had lost his wife, and he was sort of grieving over that and everything, and he was going through some really hard, like, you know, kind of dealings. And then what I liked about the movie is that it doesn't show you everything. Like, it's almost Tarantino like,
Kinda, yeah.
where it kind of shows you things throughout, and it kind of then it all of a sudden you get the whole picture by the end of it.
Yeah.
And I like that. Like, I don't like sort of sometimes, I don't think cohesively this movie would have worked well if it was just all one way to do it or whatever.
Yeah.
I like the way they did it.
Yeah, it's like they showed different, like coming from each character, what they were going through. So that was pretty cool.
You like the nose going up the nose. Is there anything else you really liked? Like,
Well, see, what's funny is the bugs or the parasites going up the nose. I used to fear that would happen when I lived in New York.
a bug would
Because
go up your nose?
yes, like I mean, there were little creatures outside that looked like these things, and I'm like, oh man, that's going up my nose at some point.
Oh
So
God, well,
it's
thank God
really
they did
bad,
it,
but
I
there
don't
are so
think.
many creatures in New York that most people don't realize. But that was
Yeah.
like a fear of mine. Every time I went to sleep, I was like either gonna eat a spider or something was going up my nose.
Yeah, that's the scary things. There's some kind of I don't know what it is exactly, but there's like a thing we're saying that spiders actually like crawl in your mouth more than when you're asleep, more than you actually know. And
Yeah,
I'm like, ah, I
I
don't want to,
know.
like, that's to me, I've got a very big um fear of spiders. Like, I
I
really
do
do.
too.
I'm
I do too.
phobic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm also very I don't know the phobia for it, but I'm afraid of snakes. I'm gonna look that up real
Oh yeah,
quick. I
I
really
am
gotta
too.
know. Um, a fear of snakes phobia. What do you think it is? I mean, it's not as simple as snakeophobia, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't
uh,
know what it would be.
Ophidiophobia.
Oh
Ophidiophobia.
wow.
So I
Interesting.
I have that, and I have arachnophobia for real. And so but I don't like things like, I would not like a parasite going up my nose. It would freak me the hell out. Just get away from my
No.
nose, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
And just even doing that, it makes my nose itch. Just
Oh
thinking.
no.
Uh, but this also reminded me of a movie that later came out called Upgrade. I don't know if you ever saw that movie. Um,
I saw the picture of it on some chan or one of the movie sites, and I'm not sure which one. Was it on Tubi?
Maybe,
If
but it
not,
was
it's
a
on Amazon Prime. One of those two
probably
has it.
Amazon Prime. It's a
Is it good?
Blumhouse movie. And
Ah, I like Blumhouse stuff.
yeah, and they made this movie. It's basically it's the writer of Insidious and Saw, Lee Winnell, and it's his, like, I don't think it was it might have been his directorial debut. And basically it was about a guy, and in this particular, like the difference between this one and that one was Upgrade had a basically he got killed. Did he die? No, he had a wreck, and he
Uh-huh.
was like all messed up in the wreck, and he couldn't move. He was like paralyzed. So they gave
Mhm.
him like a chip, you know, that would help him move and stuff, and things. But once
Oh.
but the chip started talking to him.
Oh no.
And so it was something in his head, and the chip knew all this information, like knew where things were, what was going to happen, all these things, and it becomes like an action thing where he's fighting all these people, and then he lets the chip take over, and chip just kills everybody, like you know.
Wow.
And it's such a fun movie. Um, this was sort of like that, where the thing was talking to him, and
Uh-huh.
the whole time he thinks he's crazy at first. He's like, "Mm,"
Yeah, I was
like
like,
on,
oh, dude, schizophrenic. And
and
then it like started showing more.
yeah. He couldn't handle it, I guess, because his
Yeah.
character does not do very well with it and
Yeah.
everything. And then Vanell ends up getting it. So we find that out. So that was interesting because when
Oh
you see
yeah.
sort of all the things that it's saying to her, and then I was like, it reminded me like Ghostbusters, where you're not supposed to get the gatekeeper and the key master together, you know? And so in this, they get the two, he was like, oh, maybe I belong with the other one, like,
Yeah.
together. And then
Yeah.
they like take over, and I'm like, oh God, does that mean there's more of them out there? Maybe like all of them are gonna come in and just start
See,
inhabiting
I was
people.
expecting that. I was really expecting tons to break out of the lab. But
It
it's
would
just one.
be, it would be
Maybe
interesting because there was
no,
a
they
few in that lab, you know.
yeah. And then the ending, like I'm glad I watched past the credits because I'm like, oh, that's what happened to that one. So
I missed the end. I
oh
usually
yeah,
skip to the
oh
end.
after they have had some of the stuff run the end credits,
Hmm.
it was like about a few seconds of end credits, and then it showed another scene. The lady that was in the lab got up and she's all bloody and stuff, and
Oh,
she
I saw
walked out
that.
of the
Yes, I
lab.
saw that.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, she's living pretty long time with that. So there's
Uh,
opening for part two.
I think so, but it wouldn't. I don't think it can be called Athena because like that was the name that Matthew Ewald gave to his one,
Yeah.
but that's not the name like Vanell gave to, unless they did call it Athena because Athena came into into her as well or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So I just yeah, it would be crazy if like all of them, like if all the parasites that just start coming in and just start kind of taking over the world, kind of once again, kind of like Faculty, where and that was a parasite, by the way. So that was
Yep.
a parasitic organism, that if it got inside you or whatever, you would become this mindless zombie. Well, not
Yeah.
mindless zombie, but sort of you wouldn't be who you are, kind of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yep.
And so this didn't have that. It took the more mental health approach that is sort of
Yeah.
big now, of like somebody who is thinks he's might be going schizophrenic because he's hearing a voice that she's trying to assure him, like, I am a real thing.
Yeah.
I am not a voice in your head, you know.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be drinking, because apparently the drinking kept, I guess the alcohol was like affecting her, or
Yeah, I
whatever.
think it was from the sound of what she was saying through that part, it was like it was making her sick, dizzy. I remember her saying something about feeling like off.
Hmm. It was
And
because
then
of the
she's trying to
drinking.
tell him, stop doing that. And
Yeah,
he's
like,
like,
I mean, that's the thing. A lot of times we think like that's medicine that's helping the person sort of cope, through
yeah,
grief. and she was trying to get him to just not like she was like, there's something up with this woman. You should talk to her, blah blah blah. And then the other one was saying, I think there's something. And what they don't know is it's because they're both kind of feel one another's energy, I guess, or
Yeah.
whatever and stuff. And it was funny and weird at
Yeah.
times, but I liked it. The detective was actually played by the director, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Very
fun.
cool.
Like he just kept popping up and like I was kind of thinking like because even though like she had nothing to do with the original murders that happened or whatever
Uh-huh.
and stuff there because the original murders were the guy that had the original thing like attacked
Uh-huh.
and whatnot because they had the uh thing up their nose and stuff. So like they had the parasites, and then the
Yeah.
parasite went from one to the other, or whatever. Um, I
Did
didn't
they
like.
ever show how the lead guy got it?
Yeah, you didn't see
Oh,
that?
I saw that, but it's not like clicking in my head because
It
I don't
was when
know.
she went to visit the guy at the hospital.
Oh,
He
yeah.
still had it
Okay.
in him, and it
Ah,
went right
yeah.
up her nose or whatever,
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it came. That was how she got hers, which
Yeah.
I think that was a girl too, girl voice, right? Wasn't it?
Hers was a woman. It was the same voice as Athena. They both had the same voice. But in the end credits, it showed the parasites had three different people playing them. So that's where it got confusing for me. I was like, but the parasites
Well, they
just
sounded similar, but I think they were
yeah.
different people. I
I
think they're
thought it was
supposed
the
to
same
sound
one.
similar because they're from the same, you know, being, same
Uh-huh.
thing, but yeah, I think it was different people. I just think they were all female, right?
I don't remember what the names were.
So were they, I mean, I
Like,
guess they were just trying to be together, right? Because they are from the same parasitic family, you know?
yeah.
I don't know. It was interesting. It's something that I feel like, you have to watch more than once maybe to get everything
Yeah.
because there's a lot that happens in the movie
Yeah.
and it's sort of like, you can't just watch it and then kind of move on with your life or whatever. You have to like kind of sits with you for a little bit and you're like,
Yeah.
that's a little different. Like, what is going on? Now, there's another movie also called Viral, also done by Blumhouse.
I did
Um,
see that one.
it's also a parasite. But the parasites were turning people into like zombies, basically,
Hmm.
or whatever, like fast moving zombies.
Yeah.
And stuff. And that actually we did for horror film lovers reviews earlier. John Ward and I did, and we were like, this is crazy because a lot of it had like 2020 feel to it, and it was made in
Hmm.
2016. So it kind of predicted having a pandemic. But and again, a pandemic and whatnot are not very uncommon because there were a lot of pandemics, it's funny because like I guess COVID was like one of the only pandemics I can like fully like remember now, like in a
Yeah.
few years, I'm not going to forget that. It
Yeah.
was that big of a big deal. But a lot of the other pandemics we never had like shutdowns and lockdowns and all these other things, like it never
Yeah.
got that bad.
No,
So
not at all.
just people got sick and have to get shots, or
Hmm.
whatever. So um this one was, and it all started in a lab. Like that seems to be the thing. It starts in the lab. The
Yeah.
somehow or another the things get out, and then it's bye bye world because once these things get out, they're going to attack. They never said where they came from either.
Yeah.
So it could have been from outer space or
And I really want to know what that thing was in the lab in the tube. It's like that was disgusting looking, whatever it was. I mean, whoever made it, they did a great job because
Oh,
I wouldn't have gotten near that case.
and that lab looked great too. Like I was very impressed
Yeah,
by it all. So
yeah.
for a low budget independent film made, I think in North Carolina, I want to say,
Mhm.
fucking amazing. Like great
Yeah.
job, guys. I can see why people like Fennell and Matthew Ewald really like wanted to be in that. So,
Mhm.
and I mean, all the cast were great. No, there were no, honestly, there were no bad actors in this movie at all. Like,
Yep,
and in a lot
exactly.
of independent films, you see that because they just don't have the money to hire more professional people. But they did
Yeah,
I mean, they picked the right people for everything. So,
definitely.
um, let's see, what else? Is there anything else? Did we miss anything?
Um, Pretty much
I like
if
the
you want to see a
doggy,
lot of blood
but
coming out of noses, watch it. You liked what?
the dog, but
Oh man, that's it.
I didn't like the ending to the dog, but I like the dog.
No. Like the first scene where the dog was shown, I was like, oh no.
No.
It's
In
like,
a
oh,
horror
something's
film,
gonna happen. Every time I see an animal, I get like, nope, I'm gonna fast forward through this. But this one you don't know when it's coming. So like I didn't expect that. He goes and eats the guts and then yeah.
it's
And then
pretty
the little parasite came out of him and was like, ooh, I'm gonna get in your nose. So,
the other guy that came in, the one that she was supposed to meet for the date
uh-huh.
and everything, and then he bailed on
Oh,
her because he saw the other guy, I guess. I don't know if he got jealous or whatnot, or I don't know, but he ended up leaving the restaurant and
yeah,
getting into a fight with somebody or something outside, and then later he attacks the dude and kills him,
yeah.
and then
Then
what?
he's standing outside of her car window.
Yeah,
See, okay. I even though I've been trying to date this guy, I'd be like, "Oh, you're not getting in my car with all that blood." And she hesitated, and then
she
finally she
still
let him
liked
in. And
him,
I
I
was like,
guess. I don't
"Ooh,
know.
I
Um,
guess he
I
was."
guess, but
I
also
don't
she had
know.
that guy, that annoying voice in her head telling her,
Yeah,
oh, we should take him and blah blah blah,
yeah.
And so I don't know, like I don't know. I don't know why
And
she
then
did
she
that.
gets this katana. I like the parts where she's like doing the katana practice. She
Hmm.
did really well with that.
She did. She must have had somebody teaching her, or she must have already
Yep.
known how to do it. I'm not sure. I've never asked Vanelle if she knew how to do that when I first met her.
Yeah. It
She's
makes
a
me want to
sweet
buy
person.
one just to try it.
She's a sweet person. We in December, this will since this will be coming out like right before December,
Uh-huh.
there will be a indie film cafe episode for a movie called Survival. And I was
Oh.
actually supposed to be on that set for Survival,
Uh-huh.
and Danelle was in it. And I was supposed to be on the set for like a party scene. And then they replaced me because I couldn't make it down there with the guy who like put up the funding for the project or whatever.
Uh-huh.
He played John Moody. So there's
Nice.
yeah, they're like, "Are you gonna go to John Moody's party?" I did not tell. I don't think I told anybody about that, before we started
That's
watching it.
awesome.
So like we started watching, and they're like, "John Moody, what?" Or
That's pretty cool.
yeah, it was a neat little part to the movie. The movie's not the greatest, but it's an independent, like I feel like more thrown together movie than this. I think this was a little. What made this good was it felt more actually produced, like everything was well put together, was
Mhm.
crafted. They knew exactly what they wanted to shoot. They had actors who knew exactly how to do it, the right way.
Yeah.
Like it was well done. And and me, I personally, once again, the beginning of any movie, I usually, unless I'm reviewing it and everything, I usually give about 10 minutes, and then if I can't get into it, I generally stop. But like a lot of people are like, "Oh, you got to watch past 10 minutes," and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
"Man, my time is valuable. If you can't grip me in 10 minutes, generally, you know,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
sorry,
pretty much how I am.
yeah." So I don't know. We'll see how things go, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was really good. Not surprised because I mean, I don't think see Matthew is very and Vanilla, I think, are very kind of picky these days about what they're in
Ah,
and stuff. And they're very, if they think you're gonna bring it and you're gonna do a good job, they'll do it. By the way, Matthew just got married, so congratulations, Matthew.
congrats.
Yeah, I was very happy to hear that,
Nice.
and see that a lot of people are celebrating his weddings, and that's awesome.
That's cool.
Um, but yeah, it was one of those things where I'm just really happy that they were able to make this movie. I don't know if a sequel would be needed or not. I
Yeah.
think they did tell their full story, so if they never make a sequel, it won't be a big deal.
Yep.
But if they do make a sequel, sadly Matthew will not be back for it. His character, will not
Yeah, true.
be back for it. So I don't know where they would go. Vanelle lived though, right? Because she was the one who had
It was
both
kind
of
of
them.
unclear.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little unclear as to what because they like, I don't know, they showed all the parasites in her. I think there were like three or four that were in her at that time. And then
Jesus.
they just boom turned it off. And I'm like,
Yep.
what happened? So
Yep.
yeah, I
I think
still
that
want
was
to
the
know what
plan is
happened
they
to her.
they want you to like wonder or whatever.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yep.
Hopefully people will check this out. Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah.
This is if you guys watched Athena, did you like it? Did you not like it? If you haven't seen it and you just heard us do it, watch it anyway. It's really good. Like,
And the special effects were pretty good.
mm-hmm,
Like they got it dead on with the blood.
mm-hmm.
That looked like the real stuff.
It's kind of grossed me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. And I mean, I'm into horror movies, but I'm not into gore. I'm not a
Yeah.
gore guy.
See, I got
Uh,
used to it while piercing.
yeah. See,
That's
that's the
bad
thing.
to
I think
say, but
if you have to see blood all the time, you're gonna get used to it. I don't
yep.
have to see blood all the time. I don't want to see blood all the time. So I'm not a doctor or even a veterinarian. Just not for me. We've talked about that, I think. It's
Yep.
just not for me. I can't stand blood
Uh-huh.
necessarily. Now, in horror movies it happens, so whatever,
Yeah.
but still grosses me out a little bit. Um, but yeah, everybody go see it, check it out. Let's see, what else has Robert been doing? Let me see what else he's got going on. Um, and you look up Athena, there's just a lot of people named Athena that pops up on. So you gotta say like I think you have to say 2015
Ah,
to
okay.
kind of differentiate it from the
Yeah.
other ones. So yeah, so the first one pops up is that one. Robert Fillion. So he's a cinematographer, by the way, as well. He's not just a filmmaker himself. He's also a cinematographer for other people's movies and whatnot.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, he's done a lot. Of an editor. He's done 27 editing projects, 21 movies he's directed. A lot of them
Cool.
are short films.
Ah.
And the next one he's got coming out, expected May 1st, 2024. It's a movie called The Resurrection of Amy Barlow.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Cool.
yeah, so anybody I know in it? Not offhand, but awesome. So he's got a new horror film. That's a horror film coming out, and great. So go check that out. Also check out Athena. Check out. He's got a ton of stuff that he directed. So he's done a lot of short films. Is that? Wow, holy crap. So that's all, yeah. This was his only feature so far, it looks like.
Ah.
Everything else is shorts. So
Mhm.
go check out Robert's work and check out Athena because it's fun, you know.
Yeah.
It's a really fun movie. Next month, oh, I gotta look this up. Next month we've got 2 movies coming to us. So I gotta look it up. Tubi Tuesday. So we got Psychotic Breakdown, which is a what is an anthology film. So that's what's next. I'm not gonna say what's next after that until the next one. But
Nice.
yes, so we got Psychotic Breakdown. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I don't know what
Yeah.
all I know is it's anthology. Don't know much else, and I don't even know who made it exactly. I know somebody
Oh,
suggested it, so I don't
yeah.
even know who made it yet. So that's going to be
Ah,
kind of a neat little, like, oh, I know them, kind of thing.
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, pretty much we know everybody in the industry.
we
So.
try to.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole thing. You should gotta meet, gotta network,
Yep.
and this is, To Be Tuesday to me is a way for people of my friends, I want to kind of promote everybody, even if by some chance this like something wasn't for me, that doesn't
Hmm.
necessarily mean it's not for someone else,
Very
and
true.
right, like just because I don't like something doesn't mean, everybody, like I may like a movie that is out now that everybody hates,
Yeah.
and I may hate something that everybody else loves, I
Yeah.
mean, so To Be Tuesday is a chance for people like ourselves to just be happy with checking out all this stuff. So
Yep.
if you guys have a question, or if you guys there's something else that you guys, I mean, honestly, don't give us a suggestion for a movie right now because we have way too many already, which I love, but it's gonna take a while because we're not doing this
Yeah.
every week anymore. That we just
Yeah.
can't do it. But we can do it 2 times, we can do it 2 times a month
Yep.
and help you guys out. So
And
join us. What?
it gives us new stuff to watch too, which I really like because most of the time I'll just scroll through and it's like I don't know what to watch.
I
So this
know.
kind of
Now
helps.
you have an
Yes.
assignment, so you have to
Yep.
watch it.
Yep.
Um I'm glad so far you seem to enjoy everything that I've showed you. There hasn't been anything that you're like, you know.
No.
Maybe there will be, and we'll just have to talk about why it wasn't your thing, your
Yeah.
cup of tea, or my cup of tea, you know.
Yep.
So, but until then, everybody, join us in 2 more weeks. I think
Mhm.
it's gonna be the I believe, is it the first or third? It's second. I think it's the second and fourth. So don't quote me on that. It's either the first and third or the second and fourth Tuesday of every month. So until then,
Yes.
everybody, hope you guys enjoy this. Have a good one.
Bye bye.
Bye.